words, and the first word that I want to tackle is indeed the word fire. It's a word that gets used a lot in charismatic circles, and clip number 16 and then clip number 20 will show you that. Does anybody know mime? There we go. Fire!
Pick him up. Look at me. Fire!
The word fire, calling down fire from heaven, is a persistent theme that we hear. Theologically, do we want fire to come from heaven? In the context, and Justin can point this out too, a lot of the conversation is about feeling a burning, being set on fire, thereby calling the fire down from heaven. Theologically, how do we respond to this prayer to call down fire from heaven?
I can only assume that they're referencing Acts 2, taking an image that is tied to a larger context. The fire there is defined, as even we were talking about this morning, in clear and discernible ways. Essentially, ultimately, it was representative of the Spirit's coming, and the Spirit's expression was in the gift of tongues for a specific purpose, to confirm the apostles, to confirm what he was doing, as R.C. said yesterday, in now bringing out a people for himself, confirming that the Jews were in fact going to be a part of the church. And so it has a context, but instead it's removed from that context and made to mean something just strictly experiential.
Yeah, and again, that's a non-repeatable event. Pentecost, as we heard from R.C., Pentecost and then the subsequent exact same reality occurs in those different people groups. To somehow turn Pentecost into this kind of mockery, as if you could literally call down fire from heaven, is not only unbiblical, it's just folly, but it's more than that. It's manipulation. It's all about mind control. Rodney Howard-Browne is a mind manipulator. He's been doing this for a long time. He's a lot skinnier now, but he's been doing the same thing for a long, long time. If you see him on TV now, you might not recognize him. That's why I said that. This is mind control, mind manipulation. From a human viewpoint, even more frightening is this is demonic from a supernatural viewpoint. Fire came down from heaven, of course, in Leviticus 10 and consumed the worshipers, consumed the ones who offered the sacrifice. That's the whole point of this conference. John talked about fire baptism, John the Baptist, and that was judgment. I really don't, these people are so biblical. They're so acquainted with words, Bible words without Bible sentences, Bible words without Bible context, Bible words without Bible doctrine. They throw the words around and they become means by which they manipulate people's minds. Fire is obviously an incendiary word. It has all kinds of implications of heat and power and energy, and I mean that's a perfect word for them to use to manipulate people. The next time fire comes from heaven, it's going to engulf the world in judgment. God will not drown the world in water again, but he will end the world in fire. The elements will melt with a fervent heat. It's going to be an atomic implosion, the uncreation, when the elements melt with fervent heat. That is fire from heaven. And I don't think anybody in his right mind would be calling down fire from heaven, because that's going forward, that is a judgment metaphor after Pentecost. You will be baptized by the Holy Spirit and with fire. That's another baptism, and that's a judgment.